Right. Good morning. Good morning. I went to hit go and like the birds went crazy. They just wanted to be heard. So, all right, welcome to Monday morning. So, obviously lots of movement in the markets. A lot of stuff we're hearing. Again, you know, I guess 3 minutes ago the Chinese government may not directly step in to help. So, we're starting to hear this statement about how they'll be failed or they, the non-direct. Like earlier we saw this one right here, right? They're going to use a cocktail that they're not going to let it completely collapse. These guys said the same exact thing. Now CNBC is jumping on it as well, talking about how, yeah, they're not going to directly step in, but they're probably going to help anyway. So, yeah, interesting day today. Like I said, we'll hear a lot about that. Pfizer, we don't see it up here. Pfizer's, they said that their story is not complete. They have what they need for the 5 to 12-year-old vaccinations. I guess it's a reduced dose, and they're able to get the same immune response by giving them the lower dose, which I think is kind of an interesting take on that because, yeah, for like 5 to 12, like Reese is right at that mark, but weighs more than Melissa. So maybe should it be more of a weight dependent release versus an age thing? But they said the doctor said they found a sweet spot for it. I don't know. I actually think the vaccination of kids is going to be less, especially. And again, like I said, you guys know this before. I don't trust a thing that Pfizer says. Pfizer is anxious to get whatever data they need to get it approved because again, with the third vaccines being denied, they were like, "Oh, this is our cash cow. We're going to make billions off this," and that's what they do. They're vultures. So, yeah, it is what it is. It's kind of a big hurt, and it's the same thing. Like, I don't know. It's where do we go with it? So, who knows? But again, Canadian election all day today. We will see. The last time the polls had that one dead even between the Conservatives and the Liberals. The NDP was in the third place, and basically neither of the two biggies had enough for a majority. So both of them are going to need probably the NDP to help out a bit. Um, Interesting, kind of some interesting twists on that one. Obviously, Canada's got a lot of kind of hot buttons. Obviously, COVID being one, but the residential schools and the Indigenous population is another one. It looks like the Indigenous population is now throwing their hat into the anti-Trudeau and NDP kind of stand. If they had gone with Conservatives, then obviously that side would have probably got the majority. But conservatives are more related with the church and they were associated with the residential schools. So, yeah, so people that are supporting the indigenous populations and all like the atrocities that have happened are going in with the NDP. So, kind of could be a mix up. I don't think that NDP is going to take over, but basically remember Trudeau was really trying to go for getting a majority government instead of kind of coalition government, and it doesn't look like he's even remotely close. And now that an entire population for which is one of the major hot buttons in Canada right now has spoken up against and said he hasn't done anything, and you know it is his 2 terms has done absolutely nothing for the indigenous population. I think it could be an interesting sway. So yeah, could be an interesting could be an interesting day. And again, with oil going crazy and the dollar moving around, the dollar cat is kind of a hot button right now of uncertainty. So, it's something to watch out for. You can see right now it's up about 77, kind of a little bit mixed over the last hour. And again, I would kind of expect it to, you know, kind of probably roll and flip, right? I feel like oil will suddenly start getting, I feel like the price of oil will go up again with U.S. traders back online, and probably turn and roll that back down. As I said, the dollar's in kind of a weird place too. So, with seeing some profit taking, capitalism has nothing to do with honor. No, wait, honor? Where's honor? Nobody said anything about honor. They'll pick your wallet clean. Yeah. Oh yeah. With Pfizer you mean? Oh yeah, Pfizer has none, zero. Pfizer does absolutely no research. Pfizer does nothing but acquire other companies and destroy them. I've seen friends be involved with it. I was with a company that got purchased, but I was already out of that company before it happened. And I told them exactly what was going to happen. I'm like, we're the size we're going to get acquired by Pfizer. Everyone's like, no, they got acquired by Pfizer. Yeah, I've sold against Pfizer. Our antibiotic resistant scenario right now is because of Pfizer. Yeah, Pfizer and Purdue, best 2 companies in the whole world, right? Yeah. We have antibiotic resistance through the roof for almost an entire class of antibiotics because of Pfizer, and then Purdue is almost single-handedly responsible for the opioid crisis. And again, you can find them whatever you want because they made 10 times the amount. So it's good capitalism. It's a good business model, right? We're going to use deceptive marketing practices to create an epidemic. We're going to make $50 billion and you're going to fine us $1 billion. Heck yeah, every day of the week. Let's go. That's kind of the mentality of those companies. Um, Pfizer is worse. Pfizer is like the TikTok of the social. Yeah. Pfizer is TikTok, right? It's even worse than Facebook. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely zero ethics. If you work for Pfizer and don't like me now, don't care. I've sold against Pfizer. I've literally had to compete where a doctor's like, well, this is what, the Celebrex rep showed me. And it was an opinion article in a newspaper that they highlighted. And that's what they were giving doctors to show that, they should write Celebrex instead of, the drug that I carried. Yeah. An opinion article highlighted, cut out from a newspaper. It's 100 and like it's 8 million% illegal. It's in all of the testing that we have to do for ethics, for the deceptive marketing practices, everything. And that's what their reps would go around and give. And Pfizer got in trouble for it, and I think they had to pay like a $10 million fine. But meanwhile, we're talking about a $6 billion drug class where they had just under 50% market share. So, it cost them like $10 million in a fine and like a slap on the wrist. And they were able to, I think, come in with like $2 billion worth of sales that year. So it was like, is 10 million like a big deal? No. But yeah, so that's what they deal with. Yeah. And it's not just one drug class, it's many drug classes. Oh no, we're just like them. It's like, no, you're nothing like us. You should stand on your own data. You have a drug that melts people's skin off, and you're gonna be like, no, we're just like them. Like, no. None of other drug in the class is melting people's skin off, buddy. So why don't you talk to the doctors about that? Because yeah. Anyway, I think tonight monetary policy will be big for the Aussie. Tomorrow we have yen monetary policy, and again, yen is on a warpath. All the yen pairs are down right now. Again, not as bad as they were, but 27 even against the dollar, which is seeing strength. Aussie dollar down, euro yen down, pound yen down, all across the board. I think we'll be due for a retracement tomorrow. Again, it's tentative. It's tentative, but it'll come out. Like I said, there's so much strength going into it. Japan does not like the yen being strong. Because remember, Japan is relying upon exports. If the yen is expensive, people buy less. It messes their economy up. So they do not like it. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some type of reversal in the yen. Okay, pretty much across all pairs. So that's what we're dealing with tomorrow. Don't forget also tomorrow we have the education summit for Nadex. Tomorrow I'll be doing excuse me. I've had half a cup of coffee. And I feel like by mistake, Melissa put the decaf in on this one because I am hurting today. What was I say? Oh yeah. So I'll do the morning Nadex presentation, and then the analysis session tomorrow won't occur at noon. I'll be doing 11 to 12, talking about basically the new setup and how we trade the new setup and what the new trade setup looks like, kind of with specific rules. And then kind of recommendations around it. So for those of you, some of you may have known it's I don't have it in any of the classes. It's something that I just talked about. I may have talked about it a little bit in like the old news breakout, back from the 30-minute trader days. But yeah, right now I don't think it's not in any of the classes right now. So I'll be giving kind of like a free kind of breakdown and look at it tomorrow. I should probably put that back in a class. Like I said, I have so much stuff on my to-do list. It's like insane. Yeah. I see Jack just went live. He's streaming the Evergrade fall. I don't know. I'm going to say right now, I feel like today, if we can find a buying opportunity, I think we should start looking for buying opportunities in the indices. Everybody loves to be negative, but at some point, like when people realize that they're not going to actually let it fail, it's not going to cripple the Chinese system. There's no way that the Chinese government is just going to let that suddenly be like, yep, great. Yeah, it's not going to happen. And if they did, here's the thing. Okay, I was debating this, and if you look at everything right now, I mean, like we talk about this one, they are skidding. This guy here says it's not Lehman Brothers, right? It spells long-term trouble with growth. Which again, when we talk about long-term trouble with growth, I mean, yeah, maybe they're not growing at 13 or 14%; they're growing at 6%. It still beats what we're doing in the United States, right? But look at this. They're not going to directly bail it out, but they're going to prevent the collapse. They're going to start making cocktails and doing weird, crazy stuff. These guys are like, why this is not the net, this is not it, right? And we actually talked down here about, dollar bonds will get restructured. They're going to move the debt around. Secondly, they think that the communist government will get involved should there be a default. Absolutely, they will, because again, they don't want anything that's going to be an eyesore. And it has tangible assets that can be sold off in financial markets, right? These assets aren't great, and creditors of the company will be in financial trouble. So the assets are likely worth as much as they think they can settle the debt for. Remember, Lehman didn't have art assets to sell off. So that's another reason why it is different, right? So, like I said, now, again, we just saw it. CNBC is now saying it's, it may not directly step in. So you're starting to hear kind of the anti-gloom and doom, right? Yeah, Ernest, it actually could be. She's not very happy with me right now. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I told you guys how we co-sleep, so the baby's in the bed with us. Like typically, she has like her side of the bed, but she likes like nuzzling Melissa to sleep. Like she grabs like her like ears and face and climbs all over Melissa. I can't sleep when it's like that. When Melissa was in the hospital, Jen actually stayed on her side of the bed and left me alone. But Jen likes to sleep on people, so like we're in trouble like when she's like 5, right? But last night the baby just was like being grumpy, staying up till like 11:30, was like climbing all over Melissa. Melissa was having back pain. She's like, I don't know, am I going to labor again? Like everything that happens now is like labor. And at the same time, my schedule for men's lacrosse came out, and she's like, you're overtaxing yourself. She's quite angry with me right now. So it could very well be that she threw decaf in there on purpose. Could be. Yeah, there's a lot to that. And I told him, like, dear, I was like, I need to, I need physical activity for my health. She's like, you're not playing on 2 teams. You're playing on 1 team. I was like, but what if they need me? No. You need to be here to take care of the baby. I'm like, I got it. I told the guys, like, listen, guys, I can't commit. Baby's going to be born in the next 2 to 3 weeks, right? I can't commit to the whole season, but if you guys need me for a night while the baby's not here, then yeah, I can go. So, but she's unhappy. And I think it's kind of like, it's like apples and oranges, right? It's kind of like, yeah, I'm 37 and a half weeks pregnant. I can barely walk, and you're out playing games with your friends. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I try to tell her I love her as much as possible, but it's not working. It's at the "you did this to me, I hate you" stage. But anyway, she's back. I better be careful. If I talk much louder, she's going to hear me. Anyway, here's the dollar index. You're seeing kind of a pushback down again. We started to see this back when I started talking with Todd right here. We will dive into the currencies first. So, as you can see, we had a level here. We mentioned this before. It was a profit target level, right? The 27.51. We had a buy zone down here at 72.23. So we'll continue this all the way across, and miraculously, it just happened to hit, right? So it went through the profit target, right? So the profit target is out. And again, this is a level that we've had here for a while, right? It's been here since August 27th. So it took a month. But how about that, right? How about that as far as a retracement? Now we've pushed all the way back again, right? It's been a retracement, well over the the 3-1, right? Well over. The 3-1 is right there, so you can see we have kind of blown that out very, very fast within 30 minutes. Kind of a complete reversal. Now, I like this one for a couple of reasons. I would say that there's a couple zones that we want to watch out for. There's a little zone up top here. Now, again, that would require quite a large move of about another 70 pips higher. We also have this level here that originally was a short. Again, gave us a Harry Potter short out of it. So, again, it should be kind of turned into yellow. I think it's an important level to talk about. Reason why is because, again, with that Australian news tonight, if we have a reversal of fortune here, and again, right now it's Aussie strength coming up, if tonight's monetary policy is also a very, very weak statement, it gives us a potential area for some rolls, right? It also gives us a 1030 reversal area. So, again, we knew we have, the confirmation sitting down here, right? But now at least we have a couple numbers on here we can watch out for later. And again, it could be for targets. It could be for a lot of different things, right? That target is out now. I don't remember we had that one on the throw, but we'll remove it. But anyway, a couple different levels to look for. And again, we'll throw kind of a level up here, and we'll turn this yellow and turn this black so you can see it. Again, I'll just bring this one across. There you go. So it gives us 3 levels to look out for, particularly for news. Now, I would say yes, there could be a potential for a 1030 reversal. We have the basing is okay. And again, this was drawn from here. If we needed to adjust it kind of real time, it would be over to here. Not a very big zone, right? We're talking about 9.5 pips. So decent level that we could look for a reversal from, particularly because since 8:30 this morning, it's done nothing but kind of go straight up. So keep those 3 on your radar. We are inside of a green area. And again, I think for monetary policy tonight, maybe we get a new level form from now till then. I would say 1030 reversal would be the first thing I'm looking for. And then tonight, see kind of where we are for basing inside of this position. But if you got this one this morning at 8:30, it was literally right when it hit right when we went on with Todd. And he's like, we don't have time to cover everything. But again, since August 27th, guys, we've had this level sitting here. So hopefully you took advantage of it. Also, again, look at that. We had crazy amount of movement down, and now we're reversing. So this one actually, I don't know why we didn't have a bottom draw. We made a couple of them here. And again, we missed it a little bit. We had 2 small levels. This one was actually pushed deep, so that one wouldn't have mattered. Actually, I think this one was pushed deep too. And it's about halfway. You can see that it hit this level the first time and started the base, right? Hit it, popped, hit it, popped, hit it, popped, based right there, right? This base is a telltale. I mean, really, after it popped here, you're going short. But unfortunately, missed entry. So right now, I would say we're kind of in the same area here. I would say that there's a wick over wick sitting right up there. That may be where we look for this. Again, maybe we need to be a little bit more aggressive. How much is this zone? 10 pips? Take one there and watch that one. Because again, we're sitting in a racetrack now, so this one has the ability to go higher. Let me see that zone. Probably going to shrink it down a little bit. Trying to get a little bit more conservative of an entry on the bottom side here. We'll go for the green on this one. And I would say right now, again, this is kind of giving us a top and a bottom. I would watch out. Again, there's a little bit of there's selling happening right here, right? We're getting a nice strong push to the downside. Here's why. It's a little bit low. It's a little bit lower than, or it's in between the 50 and the 61. So it's kind of sitting right in there. And it figures that zone sitting right. 80 is right at the 61 as well. How much we got to drop here? It's a 60 pip drop on that one. I would say, so we got news. What time is it tonight? It is 9:30 p.m. Right? So we're going to be sitting in, what did I say? 9? Yeah, 9. Right there. So we're sitting kind of right in the 50 mark here. So I think either would be good for a pre-news move. But like I said, we really got, it's going to require 45 or 50 in either direction. So it's going to need pretty much the rest of the day to retrace that. So yeah, I would look at 78. I like the 78.96. Again, we had that little bit of basing, but we may, again, this one may get front run. I wouldn't be surprised if this one comes down and then takes off of news of that area. So again, watch it. The key is going to be the time on this one, not necessarily the price, but look for a move top or bottom on, again, for tonight's news. Now, euro pound, again, we had a little area here. It was blue. We expected there to be a hit. It pushed it deep and again, dropped and came back again. So it's not much we can do with it now. I would say in this one, we're kind of right now. We got a 4 hit, so we got to really remove this. We've got our 4 hits at this level. I would say, when is our next news for euro? None. Euro pound low. Look at that. German PPI was up. Yeah, these are garbage. We don't have to worry about those two. So looks like we got 2 days. So I would say right now, I mean, we don't have a really great selling area. I mean, really great on test would be 8609. We do have a level of basing here, which actually had decent movement off of it, right? It had enough movement and a base level of there, right? There's your base, there's your bottom of your candles here. And you can see there's a bit of a touch there. So this could be our new level where we're looking for kind of a clean kind of rollover. Again, they only got about 2 hours left in their market, so it may be a time for this to kind of turn and roll. A lot of this probably has to do with the fact that the pound yen is down 0.8, euro yen is 0.4. So again, being drug along a little bit more because of a more volatile pair. But I would say right now, this is probably getting some help, right? What do we got here? Forecast as total cases. We may actually get something off of that. Again, this may be a time news-based move. Look for a turn and a roll right here. That's going to be at 2 p.m. today. How much is it? It's only 17. Yeah, we got plenty of time for that one. So yeah, it could be this could be a slow churner. I think if we get up top again, there could be a potential short for the week on this one. Like I said, I think the pound's probably in a better spot. Not like there's any really great news on either of the two, but the news this morning for the German PPI was showing that there's there's going to be some more movement in at the end of the year for the euro. So yeah, I would say look for a roll. Again, we're in an up channel right now. If you guys can't see the up channel, again, you have your 3 touches and your 3 touches are there. So actually, we can go 4 touches really, but you guys can see it right there. So yeah, any type of sideways movement, look for a roll. Decent top. I think 85 goes in there as well. Euro yen. So not necessarily surprised. We had a Harry Potter. It didn't really give us the pullback. We needed the pullback to here. It didn't touch it. It came down, it based. It did everything it's supposed to do. It pulled back up again. The profit target was 128.23. So again, nice. Love the bounce here. Thought it was awesome. You know, there's 3 hits just in here, and we had 1 prior. So again, expected the break to occur. Touch, touch, touch. There's your base. You got to love it. You could have taken a short. And again, if you did, you made it all the way down and it more or less reversed right where we were looking for. I would say as far as kind of taking another entry off of that, I would bring it probably a bit higher. Again, it's a decent level. We have the area interest up top. I think either of these two would be decent. And again, I would expect them to continue to rally up today. We still had a buy level lower. And again, unfortunately, did not get all the way to the buy level. But again, had you taken the short from last week, the 128.62, that broke through 3 o'clock this morning for the European session open. Great trade, easy. You could have set this one up in the overnight as well, particularly after this hit at night. Again, this was about 10 o'clock last night, 10, 11, about 10:30, I guess is when it hit. As soon as it started to form the base there, telltale sign to take it and drop. So that one's over. If you guys got it from last week's analysis, good job. Not much what I'm going to do with it this morning, though. But again, we could watch for another. Where's it? There we go. I'd move this a little higher just to take advantage of the 128.72 for the next one. All right. Euro yen. I'm sorry, euro dollar. So euro dollar, we were looking for an area. We were looking for more of a break of this level. It's hollow because we weren't necessarily looking for buys. It was going to be downside targets. And again, we had the one short. We were looking for shorts up here at 1802. We didn't make it. It ended up going up, and literally at 7:30, it just kind of collapsed on Friday. And now we're based, and this is a little bit more of a continuation. It didn't really give us a clean entry. We were expecting this to break, but we had an opposing zone, so we weren't really looking for much more. I would say at this point, what we can do with this is I'm going to continue this area across because you can see how we had some decent basing there. It did get blown through, but again, that was an emotional kind of response. So that short is done. This short, we can remove this to kind of keep the charts a little bit cleaner. I would say there's our strong entry low. Turn right on the old area of interest. There was your target from before. We mentioned the 107 was a short target, and that ended up being where it went to. So, and that was why we didn't have a short trade here because we knew we had a level below it. So, I'd say we can remove these two. We could actually shrink this one if we wanted to into this level. And again, a little bit of a test there. Question is, and again, let me stretch this out. Let's see. It's only like 10 pips before we run into sellers. Question is, in 30 minutes, if we jump 10 pips, are we going to be able to get through these guys right here? Right now, if we can, and I wish that we had. This candle here. There may actually be some type of a position in here. And again, tested. If we can come up and base in this level, there's a bit of a racetrack here that we can take advantage of. And it's about 30 pips. Again, the risk is rather small. I would look for some type of a basing and then look for a confirmation pattern, right? Look for actually I gotta flip it. I guess it only works for up. Or it works for down. But you guys get the point. I'm looking for a confirmation pattern here. Coming through the top. I need like a flip feature. Man, do I have a flip feature? No. I just wanted to flip it. No, can't flip it. Anyway, if we can get that move through, we're looking for a flip down, right? I need to like take it this way and flip it, not rotate it. I need to flip it. If we get a confirmation pattern up, look for a push higher. And again, I don't know what the risk is going to be on it. This is only 5, but there's probably a bit more. And something. And again, this is just a rough drawing. Something in like let's see, something along those lines. Okay. If we can kind of come up and start basing, look for a punch higher. But I got to see where the base is and then look for a confirmation bounce off that base. Whoops. I guess I just delete that. All right. So had a blue level down here we were looking for, and you can see the blue level got hit, pulled back, hit again, pulled back, hit and pulled back, and went through. So again, targets down all the way here are good. Those are cleared. Let's drop our next piece across. Oh, look at that. It got front run. Yeah, it was those sellers. Look at that. It was those sellers right there. Look at that. Those are the I'm sorry, those buyers. The buyers right on that black line are the ones that turned it. So now, interesting rally. There are buyers sitting in here, all right, based off of the wicks in there. We'll see if they can hold right now. Again, this is going to be that initial response of the U.S. trader coming along and manipulating the yen. This is purely a yen play. This has nothing to do with really the pound. I would look for this to push up. The 150.47 ended up not holding whatsoever. And again, I guess it held a little bit. It hit it and bounced, and then kind of formed a doji and just continued to roll. Let me get off the 15, the 30. There we go. All right, so we're going to remove this. Don't need that now. We're going to put a new level in right here. Turn that red. Look for shorts off of that push. That push is coming at 105.63 or 105.65. Let's take a short. Let's drop that one to right there. All right. So decent runner. Now, this stopped it. I would say this is one of those unique scenarios where we had buyers coming in. We know because we saw those buyers step in right here. They had a drop, a 1 candle base, and then a push off. So 100% valid level. Actually, we're going to revise this a little bit just to kind of take just a little bit more out of that one. We know that here is the current zone. And again, whenever there's a level on top of a level, the aggressive entry is going first. More conservative, take the second level. So we're looking at the second level right now is kind of what we're looking for, which again is down here at 109.31. All right. So 105.65, 149.31, top and bottom are where we're bracketing the sucker off. Pound dollar, kind of same thing. This one is just, just channeling to the downside. All right, we got it. We got it in extreme range low. Yeah, I didn't like this one. This is the one that's going to be hard to grab. Let's see. We ended up chopping through. We ended price there on that yellow. This was the nice Harry Potter. I'd say I kind of like that, how that's formed. Let me double check on the other one here. Let's see, pound dollar 30. Come on, you can load. Yeah, it's marking that too. I wanted to verify this one too with the indicator, see if where it was pulling it from. Um, it is pulling one from here. So indicator, interestingly enough, I like this for a short-term level. I think this is a decent kind of little reversal level here, right? Ideally, this one is a little bit better. It's a stronger push and it's more at the European Open. The indicators throw in a little zone right there. It's not using this old area of interest level, which it's okay. It's actually pulling from here at that level. Now, I would probably adjust it a bit to there. Yeah, it's pulling that as a kind of like a major level up top. And it may be more. Again, it's got to jump over a bit of a gap area. So it's kind of where we are short term, right? For different levels. Let me put some prices on them for you. Yeah, like this one. I like the extreme one. It's got to chunk through a bunch more. It's okay. Okay, I would say that we're due for a reversal in any of these three spots. Whoops. And then again, long targets down here. Right now, we're still considering, we're still pushing down to the downside. It didn't quite get back up. It is considered in a downtrend setup, though, on the 35 minute. So, I'm sorry, the 30-minute 4-hour. So we are looking for overall downward positions, right? We are looking for shorts right now more than anything else. So, is this going to be the level? I don't know. But I would say right now, downtrend setup, 30-minute 4-hour. It did come off of a zone on the 30-minute. The 30-minute actually did have a zone there. It's kind of a bigger zone. I wouldn't necessarily have played it off of there, but if we can get something into 36, this is a decent, not a very, very big risk level. You're talking about 7, 8 pips of the downside, and it should have the room to run. Again, your 1 to 3 is sitting kind of in that range. Okay. So again, downtrend setup on the 30-minute 4-hour, looking for short trades on pullbacks. Dollar CAD. So yeah, dollar CAD. I was looking for this to go a bit higher before pulling back. Kind of the same two trades. Again, Harry, we're looking for really kind of a racetrack trade right down here, right? A break of 127.17. It's trying. I think we're about to break the channel traders here out. Again, channel traders are going to be looking at this going, here you go. Whoops, not that. Right. They're going to be looking at this level here, and they're going to be looking at this level, right? And again, what happened when we broke through topside? Right? Immediate spike up. People got long, and we rolled back to the downside. So, there's probably going to be a base in here, but I think this is due. I think oil goes back up. I think the dollar retraces back down again. It is in a level. And again, the Canadian election, right now, there's a big level of uncertainty as we start hearing kind of more certain where it is, especially if Trudeau wins. The no changing of the guard tends not to be bad for economies. And the reason why is because it's a known entity. When you get a new guy in, you're kind of like, well, what's he going to do? What kind of, what type of things is he going to mess up, right? Where if you have the known entity, that tends to strengthen your currency back up again. So again, all those are reasons why this one is more destined to come back down again. And again, if we can get a base, I think we can get back down to 126. I think that I think that makes sense as far as the Canadian dollar goes. Dollar Swiss. So dollar Swiss is rolling. Now, we actually wanted this one a little bit lower. And again, we kind of ended the week up here. And then here was where the weekend gap occurred. It literally dropped right back down into the same level and then just kind of rolled. So there was a trade Sunday night you could have taken off this one. Again, there's your level of basing. And you can see it did pretty well. It hit. And then again, when it went low, kind of slowed here. It pushed. I wouldn't say that this one has the best scenario. There was an interesting article. Was it in here? Here you go. Understanding the Swiss's relationship to gold. If you guys are looking for some reading material, this is a pretty decent. It's an important one. We don't typically associate the Swiss with gold, but it depends on why gold is moving. Right? If gold is moving because of risk reasons, then yes, that is more of a Swiss type thing. If it's moving because of interest rates, that is more of an Aussie thing. So if you're looking for some reading material to kind of expand your knowledge base on the Swiss and just gold in general, decent article to read. You can find that just from the front, and it's understanding Swiss's relationship to gold. I would say I expect this one to continue to push lower as again some of the dollar kind of pulls out of the market. watch it kind of run back to the downside, and there's a few levels of buyers. I would say best way to trade this one though is wait for the actual news releases. We got plenty of them this week for the dollar. Again, you can see them scattered along the bottom, as well as it looks like we have Swiss news, trade balance and M3 on. Oh, is that tomorrow? Swiss, actually none there. Monday. All right, so we have trade balance, and then their monetary policy is Thursday. So great trade setup on Thursday for the Swiss. All right, right now don't have much with it. So again, kind of we were looking to get short. It ended up a little bit higher this week, and it's just kind of retracing back to its mean. Dollar yen. So dollar yen, you can see we had that base on the top looking for a short. It actually has just pulled back up into that short level. We'll see if we can get the continuation of it running through. Again, a little bit deep of a push, but again, there's your 1, there's your 2, there's your 3. You expect a 4 on the next drive through, and again, it broke, came back up, and again, it's basically another Harry Potter down south. That's what it is, right? It's kind of sitting right there. So, kind of set. We'll see if 1030 is able to kind of reverse that morning momentum. All right. Let's go across and look at oil. So, I love this one. I showed this to Todd. Todd's like, it's moving. I'm like, it is, but it's kind of in a level. So yeah, there was your European move. Right. And I mentioned when US traders step on, lots of companies make money off of oil. So I was not necessarily surprised that this pushed up. Now, it has pushed up into an area where we had some basing and some selling. So that's kind of the one thing to watch out for. The big level last week for inventories, 73, it hit it once, hit it a second time, and just continued to collapse. 70 was the magic target on the other side, and we're back up at what, 70, 96 right now? Looks like we got up to 71.24. I actually like oil here. I think, again, all the negativity about it is all based off of China, but the reality is, yeah, it's a giant, but people are still driving, and again, with Pfizer coming out with that news, I hate to say this, but I feel like oil is something that's going to go up this week. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you guys know how I feel about oil. I like oil down lower at 60, but I feel like if oil was able to stomach this, to turn this on a 30-minute level, I feel like oil is going to go up this week. Yeah. There was a sweet call spread Sunday night that came through. In which one? In oil? Or are you talking about Swiss? You're probably talking about the Swiss because you like that one. Yeah, I was doing nothing last night. I literally came home after coaching lacrosse for 4 hours yesterday. I was done. I came home at 8. I was like, it's time for everybody to go to bed. Let's roll. Let's do this. And then I got yelled at because I fell asleep in 2 minutes. Yeah, Melissa was mad. She's like, if I'm awake, you need to be up. I'm like, that's not how it works. I was like, it's not my fault that we are saying that everybody's time to go to bed, and we're all in bed, and it's dark, and I'm horizontal, and I fell asleep. It's the price of winning. The price of winning. So, anyway, look for profit taking from this, unless the Swiss, best pair on the planet. No way. No way. It can't hold a candle to the pound New Zealand. No, just kidding. You guys know, I don't. I don't like the pound New Zealand either. No, I like Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar is my favorite. So yeah, we're hitting an area of sellers right now, so not surprised we have profit taking. But I think oil goes higher this week as everything turns around. So gold pushed all the way down. When we do have the initial draw on here, we talked about 76. 76 was also going to be an important level. Sitting right at the 50, I think that's still valid. It's this is pushed forward, but it doesn't really change the positioning that much. Of the 50, we're still looking for 76, 70, 17, 76, 50 as a kind of a level. Now, gold does have a bigger bounce area down here at 1340. Gold is up about, 1/3% right now. With Aussie tonight, again, Aussie doesn't necessarily move gold, but depending on what they're saying about inflation and implied inflation, I think that does. I think it will provide an opportunity. I am curious to see if this is really the bottom for gold. Kind of looking for, I would really like to grab this short up at 1776. We'll see if we can get there. Silver, on the other hand, is taking a little bit more of a hit, but I think gold has the ability to kind of punch higher. We just need a little bit of good news, right? I don't know, maybe China does something that's going to raise inflation and it's good for, there's a lot of things. I don't know. Um, I just feel that if we were able to stomach all this and we're green on this one, I mean, I think this is a good thing. Remember, this is, I don't know, if it gets worse, gold should still go high. Remember, gold is also an area for flight to safety. But, again, gold price is going up, bonds are doing weird stuff. I like to go long, but I don't really have a great entry minus the 170.40. So right now I'm looking at 176.50 for a short, 17.40 as a long, and 17.76 as a short. Silver's flirting again. Silver hit that 22.10 yesterday. Last night it hit and then took a nice little bounce, and it found those sellers sitting right on top of it. Unfortunately, I think silver kind of skirts along this 21.10 level. I think it's also in an area. I think when these two flip, here we go again. It's definitely decaf. I think we get a push. Do I have a great entry? The 21.10 would have been something you should have been long on already. With it negative, once I think the markets start to flip back from today's atrocities of selling, I think silver ends up, kicking higher. So I think it's got some room to run to the top. Overall, the indices are not as bad as they were before. Nice little pop. And again, the turn was at that 8:30 mark. And again, 9:30 came down and grabbed it. So, looking on a 15-minute chart, here is your, not short, long position. There you go. There's your 1 to 3 at the open. Came down, grabbed the level of basing, and pulled back up. And we're really just kind of going back down to where we opened. So it is red. It says that it's down 60, but again, that's really from, basically where the close was. I mean, the open was kind of up in here. So, yeah, I mean, the trade's done for the morning. I wouldn't expect, plenty of sellers. Where can our next buying area come in at? Probably down here. This is hitting those same, it's hitting those same guys. Probably right there. That one's out. There we go. But again, 15-minute charts, look for level of basing, decent bottom, right? Decent bottom, pop, and boom, you're out almost instantly. So, yeah. And how do I know it came down first? Because it closed with no wick at the top, meaning that's where the top of the body is. It means that's where it closed. So at some point during that 15 minutes, it came all the way down, grabbed that zone, and then came all the way back up again. So, yeah, very, very quick trade. And again, that's why the 15 minutes. I mean, this has been like, we've had opening trades on this one for like every day for like the last 3 weeks. I feel like. Pretty decent. I'm dying. Oh. All right. So these were our scenarios last week. Here's the 20th. I mean, it kind of hit and spiked. We wanted to push all the way back up again, but yeah, we were looking for levels down here at 15,000. And I kind of drew this level, and look, we missed it by 2 points. Missed it by 2 points. So, oops. I wanted to keep that one. I wanted to get rid of this. I want to get rid of this, and this. But we basically, we talked about it going higher. So, this one unfortunately did not give us the entry we were looking for. There was a little bit. I mean, had you used the same base, it kind of took off. It was kind of starting in the base, so it wasn't the same setup as the ES. Unfortunately, you would not have made this entry. The entry was just a little bit lower. I don't know if you guys can see how close it missed it by. But yeah, unfortunately, it missed right there. We missed the entry. So yeah, as it comes back down, I think 15,000. It's going to offer an area where we kind of see what kind of metal it has. I do think the NQ has the ability to go higher today. Like I said, from this morning, I was going to be looking for buying opportunities in this one. It was down worse. It's kind of back where we started around the 8:30 time frame today. And again, if we start the base in here, 15,000 could definitely be an area where we find some stabilization. So, yeah, I mean, let's see. What do we have? Anything sitting farther down there? Yeah, it looks like there's actually a little level right below it. So let's mark that. That may be where we're looking to get in. It's right below that 15,000 mark. But you can see right here, see how 15,000 came down and literally hit it to the T and went off. Let's throw another one down here. So yeah. So aggressive. Again, we'll see where we can get some stabilization and bounces, but I think either of those two could be decent too. Could be interesting. These both could be interesting levels for end of day rallies. There and there. All right, the YM. YM never gave us a pullback, unfortunately. Mm, see if that actually. No, there's the short. There was the short in there, and we know it went down to this level. It's going to be much lower. Look at that racetrack we wanted. Price is much lower. We know that these are all out now at this point. Actually, that was the level that it turned on. Broke a little bit through. All right. Let's see. There's your Harry Potter mark from last week, and there's your touch. Right. There's your hit and down. Let's mark us this level right here. $9.45. So funny. ES was a long setup. NQ never hit. A little bit cagey. YM came up in about 15 minutes after the open. The rally up, it went right into that level and then turned and rolled from it. Whoops. I think we watched that for a potential level for later as well. 34,091. Actually, 33. I think, was it YM? I think it was on this one. I think this is what Todd was talking about. I think it was just a simple. With the moving average. Give me the moving average. Default is fine. Inputs. It's fine. Yeah, no, throw it off 9. Yeah. Todd was like, throw this on there, do this, do this. I was like, I don't know, Todd. I don't really want to mess with that. All right, but you guys can see. So there's our two levels right now. 34,091, 33,667 as the potential area where short's coming down to. And if we get a confirmation bounce, look for this one to pop and roll. So it's decent, you know. Right now we're kind of in the middle of the range. This one really had a little bit of a later setup, so not ideal. Russell kind of did the same thing, did not pull back to a level. Actually, I guess it did a little bit at 930. Unfortunately, this one, while it had a base and you could have marked off the entire candle right there, right? It came down, probably kind of the same scenario. It was a very quick run up from that level. 1 to 3 is right there, so it's already out. And then what it did is it turned right where it should have. So this was a little sketchier because again, your profit target should have been sitting right there. So there wasn't quite as much movement in this one, but this looks almost identical to what the ES looked like, where we had it basing before the pre-market at the 8:30 time frame. Again, when futures traders typically tend to start, we had the base, we had the push up again. The open literally came down, cracked it, and then went right back up again. And now we're just retracing back to the same area where we opened. So it's all right. Russell's the weakest of all four. Right, Russell is the weakest of all four, so it is what it is. I would say that again, if we keep the negativity into the afternoon, it is 10:30. So if this is if we can find a low to push higher, I think that's possible. Unfortunately, Russell is dealing with, and again, this is a level that's been pushed all the way to the brink. This one's okay. I don't love it, but I would say the next major level is going to be here. 2138 would be our next level where we'd be looking for a potential roll. This one's all right. Right, it's all right. I'm not in love with it, but I think 2138 is our next decent area for longs. And again, we need we can get a session open off that or an 8:30 open off that 2138. I think that's decent. But right now, I'd say again, we'll see what it does when it comes back and finds these buyers. But again, approaching that 10:30 time frame, wouldn't necessarily be surprised if this is a base and we can push up higher. I think with a major push up, I think there's a level way up top. I think arguably we can mention that there's a level sitting right there. And again, we had a decent test off of that level, so we have buyers confirm or sellers confirm sitting at 2200. And again, psychological number, not necessarily surprising. Yeah, that would be the next thing. So 2200 and 2138 on the bottom, top and bottom, either way. What else we got here? We got Apple, obviously having some problems, right? Apple's having some problems. Tesla, still way too high. I want Tesla to continue to collapse. I want Tesla to go back to 500. Although it's kind of hard that the government is like backstopping everything that Tesla does. Yeah. I think Bezos needs to sue again. The fact that Bezos is like, no, there should be more things out here. And then, Tesla's like, the government's like, no, 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 we're going to stick with Tesla. Like, I want to know how many options Nancy's husband has on Amazon versus what he has on Tesla. That would be my question. But yeah, Tesla down 3.8 today, not having a great day. Cryptos are coming back a little bit. They were worse. Down here at 8:30, they were all the way down in that 42,500 range. They're about $1,000 higher than that now, but still 7% down for Bitcoin, almost 8% down for Ethereum. AMC taking it on the chops at 4.2 to the downside. Not necessarily best, although it's basically stabilized since the open. It gapped lower, but it basically stabilized. GME is up a little bit. It's down 1.4. Dogecoin was worse, right? It was pretty bad. It's still down 9%, but it was down at what, the 19% mark. Natural gas finally started to push down. But not by much. It's down 0.5%. Right. When I started talking this morning with Todd, it was like over here. I was like, Todd, it's just not moving. It's stuck at the gap level. So it's moving, and then obviously TLT is up. Okay. It's got a level right above it though. So again, bonds, they were better kind of in the early morning pre-hours, and then again we opened up at 9:30 and they kind of pushed back down. So yeah, I mean, we're sitting at a level, unfortunately. The last time the bond prices were up here above this, or close to 150, 150, we turned and rolled. And again, let's see, what is the VIX doing now? Yeah, VIX is up at a level, and again, it started to drive back down again, but the U.S. trader obviously coming online rose it, and we're having some problems. Dollar index again pulled away from that level. I don't think it's moved 1 to 3. Not that we're trading the dollar index, but let's see how far it needed to move for that full. How we've been trading it. Yeah, it would need to go to there. So not quite there yet. But yeah, dollar index is on the downside. That's it. Yeah. All right. So that's it. It's Monday. It's 10:29. We didn't go too crazy today. Let's see. Let's get this drawing in. We got 7 people in. Remember, Will won on Friday. So Will will be going for 100, right? Everybody else will be going for 25. And it's funny because I'm shocked that Will's even here. Will will be like, I won Friday. I can't win next week. Are we missing Neuro? Wow, Neuro skipping today. Neuro was on somebody's heels, but I feel like, somebody's missing out. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close it down. All right, so let's do the winner of today's drawing. Look, it's 10:29, man. I'll actually get out of here on time today. Can't believe that. All right, winner of today's drawing is. Wait, what? Wow. He did buy two. He did buy two. So he had a 25% chance of winning. Ernest, I feel like you need to file a complaint with Neuro because Neuro would have definitely bought two tickets to stop Will today. You did not buy two tickets. Maybe there's some collusion happening. Yeah, Debbie Morena, maybe you guys should file something, right? I feel like there's some collusion. Ernest and Neuro both did not stand up and buy more than one because they typically are there to play the spoiler. And they let Will have two tickets more than anybody else in the drawing, right? I feel like they were trying to help Will win. I believe this is collusion. I believe that we need to have a Senate Judiciary Committee look into this. There may be contest rigging and fraud involved in this one. Will won twice, and that's not his first time this year. So that's it for Will for the rest of the night. Ernest, this could be it for Will for 2022. He may be using up his luck for next year. But yeah, it got close. Morena was in what? 12 pip chips? She was within 12 pip chips of Will. And now magically, whatever Will's doing, Will gets 100 because it's number 2. Will is now up 100 and something pip chips on Morena. So, yeah. Renewal gave me a little wiggle room. Oh, yeah, because you got the bump with the renewal. Yeah. Yeah, so there we go, guys. What happened? Non-essential travel to Canada, Mexican border. What? Land borders. You guys can fly over with no problems, but if you want to travel by land, like, come on. Really? Nuts. Anyway. All right, with that said, there's our Monday session. Don't forget, tomorrow we're going to be on live on YouTube from 8:45 to 9, and then I'll be doing a presentation on oil and natural gas inventory trading. Really, it's any news trades, but again, their thing was commodities. They always do commodities in August or like September, so it's commodity focused, but it's on really any type of news trading. So, with that said, I'm out of here. You guys need me, message me on Discord. Thank you for attending today, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. We'll see if Will can make it 3 in a row. 3 in a row. That'd be crazy. If that happens, I'm buying lottery tickets tomorrow. So, all right, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take care.